This is Drew with Boomer Music Company, your band and orchestra experts since 1976, and thepodcastingstore.com, the one-stop shop for all things podcasting and remote learning. This is your weekend update. Well, greetings and welcome to your weekend update. 1 week down of the school year, 1 full week down, I should say, and music making has started. A lot of the first week is classroom procedures and things like that, so it's good to see that all happening. This week, when I was out on my view from the road, first of all, get it out of the way. Repairs are still behind. We're doing the best that we can. We're just buried under a deluge of repairs, which is a happy problem, knowing that those instruments are going to get fixed and get in the hands of kids, but it's still a problem. So please be patient, bear with us. We're working as fast as we can. But something really cool that happened while I was out on the road this week, I carry a toolbox around with me in the van, and it's got just kind of some standard supplies in it. Swabs, oils, just cleaning supplies, shoulder rests, all that, and reeds. Well, I had a teacher that contacted me after the van was already loaded and needed some reeds. And check out the clip, and we'll talk more about what happened. These are tenor sax reeds that we needed. Well, I happen to have a box in the van, so I was able to deliver that to her. I'm going to generate the invoice and email that, and it's a seamless transition. So rather than having to wait a couple of days or a week or whatever it is to get the stuff to the teacher, I was able to do that instantaneously and respond, and I'm just super excited that I was able to do that because the plan worked. So keep that in mind. If I'm visiting your school and you've got kind of a normal thing and you know that I'm already out on the road, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, let me know what you need. I might actually already have it in the van. And if you're on my route and you don't have my cell number or email or anything like that, get it from me. You're more than welcome to have it. I want to stay in constant contact with everybody for just such an occasion. Now, as far as video editing goes, the program that I'm really, really excited about these days is DaVinci Resolve. And it does video, it does audio, it does color correction. It is a very, very powerful program, but it seems really intimidating at first. Well, Tom Graham from Envato Tuts Plus made a fantastic video, which is a great introduction to how to use DaVinci Resolve. And the QR code's right there that you can follow to get to that video. It's on YouTube. Now, DaVinci Resolve is a free piece of software, and the video obviously is free to watch. And it's an hour and a half, but it is time well spent. You don't have to watch it all at once. Well, here is a clip from that video where he explains kind of his basic concepts of video editing and kind of how he approaches making really, really great videos.
I like to treat it like this. First of all, you bring in your entire interview. You do selection cuts, find the best takes, find the best bits, and start to craft the story. Get rid of all of the filler, all of the things like the interviewer talking, all of the things like the interviewee just talking between takes, touching their face, thinking about what they're going to say. Cut out for the most part all of the ums and ahs and the stumbles, and then just start to kind of move things around on the timeline to create a story. The story doesn't have to be linear. It doesn't have to be presented the way that the interview took place. You can take the end of the interview and put it at the start. You can take the start of the interview and put it at the middle. That's where the storytelling element comes in to editing.
I cannot stress enough how hard it was to come up with just one really short clip of that video to share. It is chock full of great information. So seriously, if you're making any kind of video content, give DaVinci Resolve a try. I'm not using it right now. I record this live on tape, as it were, in OBS. But for any of my edited content, it's DaVinci Resolve at this point. It's an amazing program, and I urge you to give it a look. And then over on the Podcasting Store's YouTube channel, I made a video showing a mistake that I made. We managed to overload the F3 recorder, but the galaxy didn't end as promised, so obviously something weird was going on. Well, as it turned out, I was recording using the F3 as an interface directly into my computer, into Audacity. Audacity can handle 32-bit float. The F3 can obviously handle 32-bit float. My computer sound card couldn't. And I made a video kind of outlining what the problem was and how it worked. So check this out so you can kind of see an illustration of what I'm talking about for how this could have happened. Okay, But you see the point. One was at a much higher volume than the other one. But look at this interesting thing here too, because what you can do when you're recording in 32-bit float, it allows you to infinitely increase or infinitely decrease the volume. So if well, here, I'll go with the clip that we used. If I decrease the volume, because that was kind of loud, look at those waveforms. Look how beautifully jagged they are. You get your highs, your lows, and all that kind of stuff. Well, on the first clip, watch this. Look how square they are. That is clipped out. So that overloaded the recorder, and the sound wasn't recorded because it was just so massively overloaded. It was kind of protecting itself. That's why the volume is so much lower on that. So the lesson from that is to know your gear, know its limitations, and how to use it. Because as I explained in that video, if you go watch it, that we had to re-record the video. There was just no salvaging the audio because it was never recorded in the first place. And then over at the Podcasting Store Medium page, this week's essay I titled "The Time I Was Dropped from Band." Well, this happened to me back in high school. That there was a scheduling conflict, and my guidance counselor, without my knowledge, dropped me out of band class and put me into Spanish, which was not a choice that I would have made. And the lesson learned from that was you can choose anything, but you can't choose everything. And a line had to be drawn, and I had to choose which side of it I was on. And I chose to take band class because, as I like to say, it was important to me. So when you're prioritizing things, if it was important, it would be important. So that essay kind of talks about that journey and the discovery of how prioritization of our scarce time resources is of utmost importance. So that is your weekend update. As always, thank you so much for watching. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and we will catch up with you next time.
If you enjoyed the Weekend Update, do me a favor and follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channels, or visit our websites. This is Drew with Boomer Music Company and thepodcastingstore.com. Thanks for listening.